I've got to say, math always felt kind of like a house I could never get into.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like I could paint the fence, maybe mow the lawn, but I never had the key to actually go inside and really see what was going on in there.
I know that feeling.
But reading Edward Frenkel's book, Love and Math, it was like finding that key.
It's a good analogy.
Right. And Frenkel, he's a professional mathematician, but he remembers what it's like to be on the outside of all that,
Oh, yeah.
And he wants to share the beauty of it all, the stuff you don't really get in those super dry textbook explanations.
Right. And what's interesting is that he really digs into the reasons why so many people feel that way about math, why they feel like it's inaccessible.
Yeah, like it's this big scary thing.
Exactly. He
Yeah.
talks about how it's often taught in a way that's all about memorization, not really understanding.
Oh man, tell me about it. All those formulas and equations and
Right. Just endless
And
pure
no
negatives.
wonder people come away feeling like it's just this cold, abstract subject.
Exactly. And that's where Frankel's like, hold on. You've been painting the fence, but there's amazing stuff happening inside.
He's saying there's more to it than meets the eye.
Way more. Like, he argues that math is the language of nature.
Really?
Yeah, he even quotes Galileo, who said, the laws of nature are written in the language of mathematics.
Wow. I mean, that's kind of profound when you think about it.
It really is.
So it's not just about balancing your checkbook. It's about understanding how the universe works at a fundamental level.
Exactly. And the thing is, this is more relevant now than ever, wouldn't you say?
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, think about it. Math is everywhere these days.
Yeah, true.
Online security,
Hmm.
those algorithms that seem to know what you want to buy before you do.
That's kind of creepy, actually.
Yeah, and it even plays a role in developing life-saving medicines. Frankel actually talks about the 2008 economic crisis.
Oh, wow. Okay, so big stuff.
Yeah, he uses it as an example of what can happen when people don't really understand the mathematical models underpinning our world.
Like there are real-world consequences to not understanding math.
Exactly. It's like he's figured out how to read the universe's instruction manual or something,
And that manual is written in math.
Exactly.
Speaking of manuals, I mean, Frenkel also talks about this really ambitious thing called the Langlands Program,
Oh, yeah.
which some people think of as this grand unifying theory of math.
It's a big deal.
Have you ever heard of that?
I have. It's a bit mind-blowing, to be honest.
Yeah. Can you, sum it up for us mere mortals?
Okay, so imagine, you have all these different rooms, right?
Okay.
And each one is a different field of math. You've got algebra, geometry, number theory.
I'm with you so far.
And then you start finding all these hidden passageways connecting them all together.
Whoa.
That's kind of what the Langlands program tries to do. It suggests that there are these deep, unexpected connections between areas of math that you wouldn't think go together.
Okay, so that sounds really abstract. What's an example of one of these, mind-blowing connections?
Well, Frankel talks about prime numbers and geometric shapes.
Okay.
Now, on the surface, those seem totally unrelated, right? Totally.
But the Langlands program suggests that certain geometric spaces, if you analyze them in the right way, can actually reveal hidden truths about prime numbers.
Whoa, seriously.
Yeah, like how they're distributed, the relationships between them. It's wild.
So we're talking about geometry, like unlocking secrets about prime numbers.
Exactly. And that's why it's so revolutionary. It's not just about solving individual math problems. It's about a whole new way of understanding math as a whole.
So instead of seeing math as all these separate things, it's more like this interconnected web.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And just like a deeper understanding of physics led to all these technological advances, a more unified view of math could unlock solutions to problems we haven't even thought of yet.
It's like having a more powerful lens to view the universe.
And this is where Frenkel's passion for making math accessible really shines through.
Totally.
He doesn't just, throw equations at you.
No, he really doesn't.
He tells stories, uses metaphors, even personal anecdotes.
It's what makes the book so readable.
Absolutely.
He wants to democratize mathematics.
Yeah.
Make it for everyone, not just the math geniuses.
I love that because I think a lot of people feel like, oh, I'm not a math person.
Right, like it's this exclusive club.
Yeah, but Frenkel's saying anyone can appreciate this stuff.
Exactly, and that brings up another important point he makes, which is that math isn't just about numbers and formulas.
It's more than that.
Way more. It's a way of thinking.
Oh, interesting.
It's about logic, reason, pursuing objective truth, and get this. He even connects this kind of mathematical thinking to creating a more just and equitable world.
Wait, hold on. Math can help us create a fairer world. How does that work?
Yeah. Like, think of the same kind of rigorous, objective reasoning we use in math, right? He's saying we can apply that to social issues, too.
Hmm. I never thought of it like that.
It's about, like, looking beyond just emotional arguments or biases and really trying to uncover the underlying structures that are causing the inequality.
So instead of just going with our gut feeling or what we've always heard, we can actually use like math to analyze those systems and figure out where the injustice is.
Exactly. And then you can advocate for change based on actual evidence,
Okay, now that makes sense. It's a different way of looking at it.
Totally. Imagine using data analysis, like to show biases in, I don't know, housing policies, or using statistical modeling to try and really understand things like wealth disparities.
Wow. So he's saying math can be used to make a real difference.
Exactly. It can be a tool for social good, for people to understand those systems, the ones that are really affecting their lives and have the power to challenge them.
It's like math gives you the power to not just accept things the way they are.
And that ties back into that idea of freedom that Frankel keeps talking about.
Oh, right. He does talk about that a lot.
It's all about breaking free from, like, limited thinking, from just
Oh.
accepting things at face value. It's about questioning things, exploring and really trying to get to the truth.
It's about like really owning your understanding of the world.
Exactly. And that ability to, like, see through deception or manipulation, I mean, isn't that more important now than ever?
Oh, 100%.
I mean, come on, we are bombarded with information from every direction. It's so hard to know what to believe sometimes.
It really is like we're drowning in it.
Yeah. But Frankel's giving us this lifeline, and it's mathematical thinking.
He's saying, like, here's how to navigate this crazy world.
Right.
Find your own truth.
And the cool thing is, he's not saying you have to be some math genius to do it. This book is for everyone. It's like an invitation.
To love math.
Yes. And to see how powerful it can be.
To empower yourself and like make the world a better place. It's inspiring.
Totally.
Well, this has been amazing. Thank you so much for diving deep into love and math with me. It's been really eye-opening.
It's been my pleasure. And this is what's so great about a book like this.
What's in that?
It makes you see the world differently, even after you put the book down.
I totally agree. Like, I never would have thought that exploring math could be so, I don't know, profound, I guess.
Right? Who knew?
Not me. So to everyone listening, if you've ever felt like intimidated by math, I really recommend checking out Love and Math by Edward Frenkel. It just might change how you see things. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive, and until next time, keep those brains